the Top Rope Rally this week. 1 week before SummerSlam's coming up. 1 week before NXT Takeover.
Brooklyn.
Not the concert, because it's been canceled.
What?
Yeah, the concert on Thursday night.
What concert?
That's one with Flo Rida and a few other people.
The Connor's Cure concert?
Yeah, got canceled.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't look good.
Sure don't.
Didn't know. Did Puff Daddy sing it all wrong?
And they did not, thank God.
What did he do? Just come in
He
and
just
talk?
came in and talked, yeah, and then went off for New Day.
Was the talking supposed to
He was there
promote?
He was promoting. No, he's promoting his music he did for the new game, 2K17.
Oh, he's doing a bunch of music.
Yes. He's doing a bunch of music for him.
Nobody cares.
He promoted that. New Day come in, and they all left.
So basically, still nobody cares.
Right.
They're going to buy the game regardless of Puff
Yeah,
Daddy's
he said, he
music.
asked me funny. He said, "How's Big E's nuts?" And Big E said, Mick Foley said, "I don't think you can say it on TV."
Wow. That's funny. But yes, so we're getting very close to SummerSlam. We will talk about that in just a few minutes.
Yeah,
but first,
let's great card. But first, let's talk about the Stone Cold podcast. And Dean Ambrose calling Brock Lesnar during his WrestleMania match lazy. He's very, very lazy.
Lazy.
Now, is that part of the gimmick? Or was that truthful? Because Daniel Bryan on Smack Talk took it to another level and said not only is Brock Lesnar lazy, the whole Raw roster's lazy.
Well, you know that part.
Yes.
Obviously.
So you just take what Dean said and run with it.
Yes, obviously the part where they talk about the Raw roster is part of the Raw SmackDown rivalry.
Yes.
Because that's what they were supposed to be doing. But the Brock Lesnar thing wouldn't surprise me because that match really did not add up to expectations.
No, it did not. No.
That match at WrestleMania was kind of lackluster.
It was kind of lackluster, yes.
Like you said, a few whippings and some suplexes and it was over.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it was.
Brock was lazy.
I mean, he was just honing it in to get the paycheck and move on. Would not surprise me.
Well, that don't surprise me. What happened next surprises me, though.
Very surprising.
We handed out some pink slips here, folks.
The pink
One,
slips.
I knew was coming. We knew it was coming. Only a matter of time.
Right.
And it came when Ryback, the big guy.
Yeah, we knew he was going to leave pretty much. He was in a contract dispute. And Ryback is now gone.
He's going away. The big guy.
He now has a website coming up, and he has nutritional supplements. He's got a motivational book. He's got some clothing coming out. So,
and if you want to sign him, you need $5,000.
$5,000. So your whole rest of your roster better be very, very cheap.
Yes.
Because if not, you ain't making no money out of it.
You're definitely not. But the one that surprised me is Joey Styles.
Yes, but apparently they're saying that he put himself in some hot water with some stuff he talked about in that daggum interview.
Yeah, but still. Not enough to be fired.
Nowadays it doesn't matter. Look at Brooklyn Brawler. We still don't know why they fired him. Look at Mark Eaton, the daggum timekeeper, has been there 30 years. Why did you fire him?
That's true. Why did you fire the timekeeper for?
What did he do so wrong? Did he not hit the bell the right way?
It's not like some sex offender or something, you know.
That's true. Did you hit the stopwatch too soon or something? The time's messed up. Y'all don't keep up with time anyway.
No, they definitely don't. Some things like unavailable. But talking about people leaving or being fired, let's talk about somebody being hired for Impact Wrestling.
He got fired from the WWE.
It was a shock.
Which was a shock, and we weren't sure if he was going to be hired anywhere. He claimed that he was not going to be hired on this quick. But he just could not resist. I guess that, hopefully that check don't bounce like a basketball.
Yes.
Because some people here recently have experienced some checks bouncing like a basketball.
Well, maybe the changes are for the good.
Maybe so, and we'll get to that in a minute. But these next 3 things are all TNA.
Yeah, big
so
TNA
maybe they got some new stuff coming. The name of this person, though, they could have come up with something a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yes, the TNA Impact Wrestling this past week, they debuted Mr. Damien Sandow, now known as, he said, I'm going to shoot it real with you, that his name is Aron.
His name's Aron.
We already knew that. Remember, he used to be Aron the Idol Stevens.
Right.
So I thought maybe he'd come in as Aron Idol, just like, Austin Idol, or Aron Stevens, whatever. But
his name,
we don't know that Stevens is his last name, but we do know that he did wrestle under that WWE, but I don't think they really would have held on to that trademark. if they had the Damien Sandow trademark.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Stevens was literally on TV for like 2 months before they took that tag team away. Remember, he was with Michelle McCool. They were teachers' pets. Him and Casey James.
That is true.
Yes.
I forgot it so long ago.
It's all right here, buddy.
That no WCW, yes.
Ton of useless knowledge right here. But he said, and they don't spell it right. There's not 2 A's in Aaron. It's just 1 A.
It's Aron.
Aron. But that sounds like the country that we're always fighting with.
Yes.
So we're not going to say that, but it's Aron Rex, like the T-Rex. So I guess they're going to call him A-Rex after a while.
Probably.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
but literally, people are saying, is that the best TNA could come up with? Aron Rex. I'm okay with Aaron. The last name's a little bit weird.
It is weird. I don't understand, you know.
Because I mean, hopefully he'll explain the idea behind the last name.
Because he uses some of the music that he used from when he was...
He's got the whole Hallelujah thing.
Starting, then it bumps, then it jumps into other music.
So they don't get sued.
Right. I mean, I hope Damien does.
Not Darren.
No.
He's been made great again.
Hope Damien Sandow. We'll keep calling Damien Sandow. Hope he does
cool.
great in TNA. I believe he could be world champion someday.
I mean, he's already.
I mean, that guy. I mean, the people love him. They rock the house for him. You've got somebody.
They were excited for him.
Use him right.
Yes. Don't sit there and squander this opportunity. Use him to your advantage. And they've already looked like they're putting him in a good position with who they had him looking out. He was standing on stage on one of the tapings. I don't know if it was the live show that they did.
No. Well, they did it. The video got cut. I saw it. I think I posted it on our Facebook page.
All he did on the live episode was just talk, right?
Like he just talked about
because
how
there was
the authority and other people.
Right.
Yes.
But then he said that the whole thing had nothing to do with the people that employed him, but he kept talking about CEOs and
authority
all
figures.
that. I was like, really? But it's not about them? But anyway, I digress. But apparently...
WWE's laws should be TNA's game.
It should be, if you use it correctly.
I'm not a big fan of TNA. You know that from watching our videos.
That's true.
But I'm a fan of Damien Sandow, and I hope he does great. I would love to see him be TNA World Heavyweight Champion instead of Bobby Lashley holding all the belts.
Yes. But, speaking of Bobby Lashley, though,
yes.
I'll just go ahead and say it because a lot of people don't watch it. But he stood on stage eyeballing Bobby Lashley when Lashley had all the belts and everything. He beat James Storm for the belt and all that kind of stuff. So he eyeballed him. So I'm assuming that after Bound for Glory, that's the storyline they're going with. They're going to go with him versus Bobby Lashley or whoever the champion is, because you never know. At the end of Bound for Glory, it may be, which I believe is EC3.
Yes, it is.
It may be EC3 that's getting the belt if they go with him again. And then, that's 2 faces, so they're not going to do that. But speaking of TNA, TNA has retired a belt that they said only had 3 name changes, but technically it's had 4 different names because it was the Legends Championship.
Yep.
It was the TV Championship.
Yep.
And there was one other name. The TV, the Legends.
So your story don't work too well. You say it's 4, and you can't think
right?
of the 4th one. Yeah.
It's because I don't keep up with their stuff. But last night when I read about this, I was like, "There's 4 names, not 3." But anyway,
the King of the Mountain.
The King of the Mountain title that's been renamed multiple times.
Yes.
For no reason.
It got swallowed up by the World title.
Yes.
And the X Division title, I guess.
No, they only.
No, so he only swallowed up in the World title.
The World title and the King of the Mountain title have been unified. They did not unify. When I read it, they did not unify the X Division
I would
title.
hope not.
You don't want to unify all your belts.
No, that'd be stupid.
Then you're starting all over new again.
I know, but they did that with that one, and now they're bringing out, or will bring out shortly.
Have you seen the picture of it?
A new Grand Championship.
Seen the picture of it?
Kind of a side picture.
From the side, it looks like a UFC championship.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it straight on the picture.
That's the way it looks like to me, but they're saying it will have UFC rules.
But it's funny. What the funny part is, you look in the comment section when they're talking about the Grand Championship, and everybody's back and forth. It looks better than the Universal title, which we haven't seen the Universal title. We haven't heard about what the Universal title could look like, so you really can't say which one looks better.
The only thing we've seen is a blue WWE title and a red WWE title, but we don't know if that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Who says they're going to change the black from SmackDown? Why would they change? Okay, too bad. Like Daniel Bryan said, well, they're getting a Galaxy Tag Team change. Why would they change their title? Because Raw gets another title looks just like theirs.
Right.
Let them have whatever color, and they stay the black.
Yep.
So,
but They did unveil it at the TV tapings. It's
and it looks like UFC. Well, that's kind of UFC rules. 3 rounds.
You get 3 rounds, and if you don't, very odd. I guess if you pin or submit by the 2nd round, the match is over. If you pin and submit in the 3rd round, it's over. Pin and submit in the 1st round, it's over. But if you don't pin or submit anybody by the 3rd round, then there's a group of judges that award
number
the winner.
system. Yeah.
In a number system, award the winner. So they're just trying to change up things.
I don't
make
like
things
that.
New.
I
don't like it either.
I mean, I'm fine.
Why wouldn't they have done that when they had Spike TV and they had UFC with them, and they could have had? I mean, because back then they were trying to use Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson and King Mo and stuff. They don't even have any MMA guys except for Bobby Lashley is an MMA guy.
Yeah.
So what? Is he going to win the belt again? He's going to win all the belts again? Freaking stupid. But there's supposed to be like an 8-man tournament or something coming up.
Not yet. Probably the finals will be at Bound for Glory.
I wonder if they can figure out what I'm eating. Probably not.
All right.
Something new for the show.
Yeah. Eat some arch fries, yes.
Ah!
Billy
Don't want to
Corgan,
get sued.
the Smashing Pumpkins
Yes!
guy.
Very excited about that.
He's the new TNA president. Is he the real president, or is he just like, hey, your name is you're the president now?
But they're saying that she's moved
You are the
up.
Jack Tunney of TNA.
Let's hope it's an actual real thing. They said that it was announced to all the talent, and then he did like a 10-minute speech about the vision he has for the company. But is his vision going to be different from Dixie's? And if so, they're going to butt heads. Because Dixie is now the TNA chairman.
Oh, chairman. Is she chairman of the board?
Chairman of the board, but how could you have a chairman of the board when it's not even a public company? Why would there be a board of executives when there's not even, it's not even a publicly traded company?
It's Al Snow.
Big John Gabork.
Yeah, Gregory Helms. The Maria, the Herbeck. They're in there.
Any WWE name. So anyway,
how
far does that go? We don't know, but they say that he's going to be in charge of the day-to-day, or I guess once every 3-month tapings. Not really day-to-day operations when they only operate once every 3 months to do tapings.
Yeah.
Freaking weird. But he's supposed to be in charge of the day-to-day operations while she, Dixie Carter, will be focusing on long-term planning and on global expansion. You need to expand in the United States, sister, because you've already expanded globally. The UK is big. They're big in the UK. They're big in some of these other countries. The United States doesn't know you're here when you only have, 300,000 at the most. There's 130-something thousand, whatever it is, viewers.
Yeah, not very many.
When you can't even break 500,000, okay, maybe you need to focus on the United States of America. Okay, maybe, hey, even if they did what what NXT does, and go to the small armories. Take a portion of your wrestlers. I'd
rather be a small section would look big with all packed in there than a big place, because when they go big, like they will at the Barclays Center, you'll notice NXT sells out.
Right.
Sold out already. 15,000. But week after week, the show looks packed.
Right.
That's good. You ain't got to dark it off.
No. But if they go to these,
Small places. Yeah.
And I'm not saying to tape. They don't have to tape at these armories. Do house shows. You got to get the ground level. You got to get down in the ground level. You can afford an armory. If you can't afford an armory, you shut your doors, people. Indie shows afford armories. Go to these armories that aren't being done by the WWE right now. Go to those and start plugging away. Start advertising in these other towns so people know that you're there. Get the word out about your company. Don't just advertise on Pop TV, because that's all they used to do is just advertise on Spike. How is everybody gonna know that you're around? You have to go to the ground level and start advertising. Huh?
Bring them on.
Right. Yes, you've been around 13, 14 years. Technically,
you should be better than you are.
Technically, if you look at when Ted Turner took over WCW, TNA's been around longer than WCW. Not the NWA part, not the Jim Crockett Promotions, but from the time Ted bought it.
When Billionaire Ted took over.
From the time Billionaire Ted bought it and took over to the time of 2001 when it shut down, they were in existence less time than TNA. There's a problem with that.
It is.
Because they digress. They have not progressed. They have not gone forward. Every time there's a new regime, they go backwards. Because they used to have to want to pay all these big names. I'm okay with the guys they got right now because there's still people that could go, like Matt Hardy, like Jeff Hardy, like Damien Sandow, like Drew Galloway, EC3, Lashley. Those are names that could still go.
Bennett.
But
Mike
yes,
Bennett.
exactly, Mike Bennett, yes. But when you take your time to get people like they did with Val Venus and Hulk Hogan and the Nasty Boys and all these big names that they tried to bring in when Hogan came in, you wasted your money, and that's why you had to start over brand new pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't sit there, they thought, oh, we'll just pay Hogan and he'll bring all the fans.
Because he did it for WCW. I think it's still country fine.
Yeah, WCW.
She didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work.
Hogan Bischoff was great for WCW. Hogan Bischoff did nothing for DNA. We're getting a little Cards Corner Hogan hangout here.
We are.
Off a little thing. Off just a little thing, yeah.
But I will say, I mean, I hope to see that changes coming. I hope to see that there's a difference in the product from when Dixie was running day to day to Billy Corgan running day to day. I hope there's a big difference, I hope we can see
it's not just name recognition on it.
Right.
It's still the same old, you know.
Right. I hope they do some different things and see what happens from there.
Yeah.
I mean, try things out. If you fail, you've already failed plenty of times, so you know how it feels. But you got to try.
Because we know WWE does it, you know. You know it says Shane and Stephanie and still Vince.
Right.
We know that. So hopefully it will be some different things going on, trying some new things, and maybe start being competition for Ring of Honor, because you're not even competition for WWE.
That's true.
Be competition for Ring of Honor first.
That's true. But we have
you get Jay Lethal getting his head shaved, you know. Hey.
Oh gosh, isn't that crazy? That's commitment.
Yes, it is.
And he turned face very effectively.
He has. Everybody loves him.
Yes, but we have a question for you this week.
Question of the week. Yeah, there it is.
Question of the week, and we will let y'all know about this if you want to talk to us on Facebook about this. But we are going to answer our own question as well.
Yes.
With Shelton Benjamin on the shelf for the foreseen future due to the shoulder surgery he's got to have. Who should replace Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown? Should they have another former name come in to take over that spot? And then, of course, he comes in later on anyway.
Yes. Well, SmackDown needs the extra people.
They do right now.
And one thing I was thinking about this too, trying to think who they get, former person who would draw a name and be able to be good. But then I saw what Daniel Bryan said, and I believe I like that.
Okay.
He said he wants Sami Zayn on SmackDown. He said Sami Zayn wasn't even used this past Monday on Raw. Yeah. Sami Zayn's not even booked for the pay-per-view. We could do great things for Sami Zayn. And I would love to see Sami come over come over to SmackDown Live. But if you want to have a person like that is Shelton Benjamin, MVP.
They say the talks to MVP have gone away.
MVP, Carlito.
Carlito is the name I kept thinking.
Yeah.
That's the name I kept thinking was Carlito. I think it would help. But if you pick if I'm going to pick a person on the current roster to go over there, I'm going to say Cesaro.
That's another one too. I mean, they could go.
Because I love how Daniel said in the ring, said you're not being used correctly.
You'd
be used much better on SmackDown.
I know it's all fake. We know it's all fake. But Daniel's playing it off like it's really competition. And especially, that Smack Talk, get off on a tangent here. That Smack Talk is very interesting. Because he don't care what he says.
He just says all kinds of different stuff.
I'm trying to think, even Marie had her on there. Jeez Louise.
I do like that storyline, though. As a cutoff over here. I do like the storyline of first it was her leg, then it was a wardrobe malfunction. Obviously, she's being a cowardly heel. She's avoiding contact. Mm-hmm. But eventually it'll lead up to a big match, according to them, between her and Becky. And maybe they're waiting so that the people get pissed off more and more, and she actually delivers. It's kind of like when Trish first started. People have not really comparing her yet. I'm not comparing her yet to Trish. But what I'm saying is, this way she started out, Trish started out as a fitness model and come into the with no experience whatsoever. And she went in there and was a manager at first and learned on the job how to become a wrestler and became one of the greatest of all time.
Yes, she did, but I don't see it even written.
I'm not saying she'll be one of the greatest of all time, but maybe, just maybe, things are going to start working out for her, and we have not seen the best of her yet.
Maybe is why they're waiting on debuting a SmackDown Women's Championship to where she can win it.
They're trying to build her up.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm willing
they
to
played
give
her
a
music
chance.
again, and that little announcement with the guy, the voiceover thing they do.
Yeah, I like that.
I do like that too. And
it makes her stand out to be different.
Distract Becky enough for Alexa to get the win.
The whole voiceover thing makes her stand out to be different. I like it. I'm willing to give her a chance to see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
And putting her with someone like Becky is nothing but a good thing for her, because she'll learn leaps and bounds with Becky.
And if the other rumor's true about Mickie James coming back, I hope she goes to SmackDown.
That would be great. But up next...
Raw doesn't need her.
No, because you got Charlotte and Sasha and all that.
They just got Jinder Mahal and...
oh, God.
Where's he been? I hadn't seen him. They had the next week on there, even in the squash match or nothing.
Really?
So he beats Heath to get a contract the next week.
He's not even on there.
No mention of him.
Well, and he wasn't even on Superstars?
I didn't watch it.
Well, I don't watch it, but I read the spoilers. But up next, we've got SummerSlam.
Coming up next Sunday to be SummerSlam weekend.
Sunday.
Yes.
We have a nice little video about that. But starting out at the low end, we've got the U.S. Championship match with Rusev taking on Roman Reigns.
Yep.
We could see a lot of title changes here.
I think we'll see a lot of
Or we could see the title opposite and not hardly any. But I do believe Roman Reigns will become the new U.S. champion.
He will. But if he doesn't, he's still in the Dolphins. This is the telltale sign here.
Oh, true. And then we have the tag team title match with the New Day versus the Club. I think it's time for
New Day has passed the record. They are number one on the list.
That's what they were doing.
Not for the World Tag Team Championships. So the Club. It's time for Gallows and Anderson.
That's why they got Big E out of the way.
Yeah.
So that they can make it even 2-on-2, so they can take out the smaller two guys and win the tag team titles. Doesn't mean New Day won't ever get them back. Doesn't mean that New Day won't start. They're probably going to chase the belts for a little while.
Yeah.
Try to get them back. But yes, I think the Club will be the new tag team champions.
With the Club being the heel champions, it helps for the next set of tag team, which is talking about the next tag team match of Jericho and Kevin Owens, which is a very strange team.
It's the
taking on
Canadian
Enzo and Big Cass.
Which, of course, it should be done right. The tag team that usually teams will win, and that's Enzo and Big Cass, which leads right into what you were talking about with...
They're right.
Now you have the Club being heel tag team champions, and you've got Enzo and Cass, who are the number one face tag team.
Right. We'll have Enzo and Cass chasing the Club after New Day gets their few shots, and we'll have Kevin Owens who will probably walk out either... And we may see a face turn.
To me, it would be better if Kevin Owens turned on Jericho, beat the tar out of him, make Jericho a face.
It's time for Jericho to get on. He's getting to the point where he's fixing to take his break again.
Right.
And these two right here could go at it. They may still be a tag team after this. They may have a little ascension here. They may continue on a little bit longer and then break up.
Right.
So then we have the Intercontinental Championship at The Miz defending against Apollo Crews.
I
like Apollo Crews, I believe.
I think The Miz will keep it. Just because if you're changing the U.S. title, I think they'll keep the Intercontinental title the same way.
It's on the same show.
I know it's on the same show, but it's on the same pay-per-view. If you ever notice, they don't do a lot of title changes on one pay-per-view. But what I'm saying is, because we already know they're going to have a new champion for Raw, so that's going to be something new. Okay, so I think you've got two title changes there, and the rest of them
the States is iffy.
It's still
it's leaning toward Roman Reigns.
It's definitely leaning towards Roman Reigns.
But if he's still in the doghouse, they're going to let Rusev look like the big guy.
But I don't think Apollo needs it yet. I think Apollo could use some more time to build up on SmackDown, and then the Miz end up keeping it in a dastardly way using Maurice, and then they end up going at it again. They may have a rematch and then win it.
They may have a clean up from last time when he took on Darren Young. That was a cluster, you know what?
Right.
Well, you could be right. I mean, I wouldn't surprise if Apollo won. It would not surprise me.
Oh, of course not.
They're trying to get the young blood in there, winning titles. So John Cena, AJ Styles. John Cena's leaving, but he still probably will pick up the win over AJ.
Yeah, on the big event like that. And then you got the women's title match, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Sasha just got the belt, so that's another one that the title will stay right there together with Sasha Banks.
Yes, even because she's been banned from
Banned,
Ringside.
exactly.
We have the Universal title. The winner becomes the first Universal Champion. It's Seth Rollins, Finn Balor going back and forth pretty good. We'll have the Demon show up.
The Demon King.
Demon King, that's something new. I know something new they're doing. The Demon King.
Well, because here's the thing. You already have the Demon.
Yes, Kane.
Kane. So you can't
the
have...
Demon's favorite son.
You don't want to have him the Demon as well. So now you got the Demon King. Wouldn't that be interesting if they try to put Kane with him? That'd be interesting.
Yeah, they have to trade Kane back to...
Oh, yeah, he is on SmackDown right now. But that would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
I would like to see some trades eventually.
Yeah, but not right now. I'm going to give time.
Well, no, but I think before another draft, I think they should trade some people around.
There was rumors hitting around to this too on this match here that, with Gallows Anderson there, could they make an appearance during this match and side with their new leader, Seth Rollins?
Oh. See, I like that too. I told you, Seth Rollins, it's better for Seth Rollins to be the heel champion for Raw.
And have the two
lackeys with him, and then have Finn Balor chasing the belt. It's always better business and bigger business to have the face in the long term chase the belt. See what I'm saying? I think it would be better for Seth Rollins to win the title and then later on have Finn win that belt.
Yeah. I can see Seth, like you said, Seth taking it. It's always what you need, the first time.
That's really right down the middle.
If Finn takes it, it wouldn't surprise me either.
No, I mean, you could go either way on this one. But on the
title
next
match,
one,
no,
not so much.
Dean should take it all the way. It may even be some interference from Bray Wyatt.
This is true.
So,
but yes, I could see Dean definitely winning this. Dolph, it did give him a breath of fresh air to be in that promo with him, but I don't think he's going to win the belt.
And he'll make you believe he's going to as well, but it won't happen.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be a really good back and forth match to where Dolph looks like he's about to win.
But when he gave him, because on SmackDown Live this past Tuesday, when he accidentally super kicked Dean in the head early in the show, that night at the end after their tag match, when he gave Dolph the dirty deeds, people were chanting yes, yes, yes. So
there you go.
Could get a heel Dolph out of this situation too,
which would be great. So it would give something new for him. And then the final match, which should be the main event. Rich Pokey, Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate.
Yes.
Taking on Randy Orton, the Viper from Viperville.
I think Randy Orton's winning it.
The way that they've portrayed the match would not shock me.
Yeah.
I think it might be punishment for the whole bad publicity.
Flipping, he lands, an RKO.
Oh, yeah. You definitely go from the F5 into an RKO.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But,
because Brock's leaving, he probably went back to the Royal Rumble, so.
Right.
So let's go to what's going to happen on Saturday night.
You almost forgot what day it was.
I'm pushing the wrong buttons here.
What?
Saturday night is a night to fight here. We have NXT Takeover back to Brooklyn 2. Also at the Sold Out Barclays Arena.
So 2 nights in a row in the same building, huh?
I think 3 nights. I think Raw's going to be there too.
Ooh. And all 3 sold out of it.
And the concert was supposed to be there as well.
So freaking weird. Maybe they didn't do very well for that one. So, first and
People
foremost...
upset when they do concerts during the wrestling shows.
I'm just glad they didn't do it during the wrestling show. But first and foremost...
They may, if they talk to Flo Rida, have some contracts signed. He may do some singing at the SummerSlam.
Right. But first off, we got Ember Moon debuts.
Yes, don't know who she's taking on, but whoever it is, be it Billie Kay or any other girls.
Peyton Royce, whatever her name is.
Yes, then
obviously she's winning.
Yes.
But, have you seen her finishing move?
Yes.
That is cool.
It is cool looking.
And I think she was trained under Booker T. If I'm not mistaken. When I saw her, I'm like, that looks like that woman that worked with Booker T.
It probably is.
So, because I thought it was somebody else. I don't know why I kept thinking that name was for Nikki Storm, but that's Nikki Glencross is what they're going
Right.
to call her.
Yeah.
Just so much harder to say than Storm.
It is.
But yes, obviously Ember Moon is going to win. I hope that's how you say it, Ember.
Amber Moon.
Like Amber, but Ember with an E? I don't know.
Sounds like Amber when they said it. You
Gotcha.
know, it is with E, but
It
it's
was
like
like
Amber.
Amber Moon. And then, of course, next up we've got, I love how they're putting these two guys, these next two matches, with the young blood.
Yeah, but I see them going two different ways.
They could go two very different ways. You've got Austin Aries, A-double.
A-double, who's turned into a nice little heel for NXT.
He has taken on, no wait, Jose, no wait, Jose.
And I can see that since he struck first, then No Way Jose is going to pick up the win, since the fans love him.
The fans do love him. And it's, again, they're paying their dues in NXT because they came from TNA, and yeah, they've had a big following, and yeah, he came from Ring of Honor as well, but what have you done in WWE?
Right.
And this is our homegrown
you
talent.
will make it, you'll be great on SmackDown Live.
Right. It's not saying that he's not going to do great things,
No.
but it's not going to hurt Austin Aries to lose to someone like No Way Jose. It's only building up No Way Jose. It's not a demotion for Austin Aries by any means.
No.
Some people may look at it that way,
A lot of people will look at it that way.
but it's only a way to build up someone like No Jose.
Triple H keeping Austin Aries down again.
Right. But to remember, he won his debut against Baron Corbin.
Yes.
So, come on, people. But it's a way for them to build. Here's Austin Aries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm still in the camera shot. Very good. So here's Austin Aries.
Okay.
Here's No Way Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if Austin Aries wins, he goes up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that makes right here No Way Jose go down.
Right.
Here's Austin Aries again. Keep your hand up there. Thank you. Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
And right here, No Way Jose.
Uh-huh.
So if No Way Jose wins, keep your hand where it's at.
Keep my hand right here.
No Way Jose comes up here, and now we're at an even playing field.
That's right.
See what I'm saying here, people? It doesn't hurt Austin Aries, the right hand over there. Doesn't hurt him. It only helps No Way Jose. So that way later on, when Austin Aries does beat No Way Jose, it doesn't hurt him.
No.
Now they're still a level playing field.
Right.
You've got to let No Way Jose prove that he can do it.
Yep.
And that also goes in the next match with Austin Aries' former TNA tag team partner. They were tag team champions, so could we see that one day?
Glorious.
Oh, did you not love the video, the glorious bomb?
Glorious. Yes,
that
was,
video
that was too funny.
with the people that are in the tag team title match. That was
That
hilarious.
was too funny, especially when they're in the hotel room.
When he woke up, oh gosh, it was
They're
great. They thought they were going to beat up, and he, yeah. The song's a little weird.
It is a little weird, but it works.
It works.
It pays to be glorious.
There you go. But Bobby Roode taking on Andretti almost, however you say his name, Sin, which apparently means 100 days.
It does. Well, I'm picking Bobby Roode.
You got one big name already losing, but Austin Aries has already had matches.
He's had a couple of matches.
Whereas Bobby Roode has not.
Not on TV. This will be his first televised, first televised match. Yep.
Televised, yes.
Yeah.
But Cien already had some television matches and already won.
Yes.
So Bobby Roode needs that win to go ahead and get jump-started onto television as a performer.
Yeah, almost will look good.
Of course. Bobby Roode knows what he's doing. He's going to make him look good. But in defeat, you can look good in defeat, people.
But Bobby Roode, that would be the smart thing to do, make sure Bobby Roode wins.
Yes, because you don't want him, because he's already been losing a bunch on the live events.
Yeah.
Which is good for the live events, because they don't really matter. But on television, he needs to go ahead and get a win, especially on an event like this, because you need to make him to be a potential contender for who's going to be the next champion. But before we get to that, what do we got next?
Next, we got the NXT Tag Team title match as the two-time champ, the Revivals. Revival take on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Which I think is great that they've already got them off of the, which one of them's still on the CWC show, but they've already got them as a tag team on here running for the tag team titles. I don't personally think they're going to win it though. I think the Revival's going to keep the belt. Could we have a turn?
The That's what I'm going. If we don't have a turn,
Because has their match already happened on there?
Yes.
So Gargano already beat Ciampa.
Yes.
Tampa, whatever his name is.
And he stuck Gargano. Johnny stuck his hand out and he turned and walked away.
Who walked away?
Ciampa did.
Ah.
Then he got outside. He did this to his head and got back in.
Which we know that was filmed way ahead of time.
Yes,
but
they were doing storylines.
But it works because it's already happened before this pay-per-view.
Oh, they're reading it as as
it's going on.
Yeah, they're reading it like what happened on NXT. So, but yeah, it
totally works to where that Ciampa can turn on Gargano, and then we've got a singles feud right there with him.
If he turns on him, yeah, of course they're not going to win. But if not, if they're thinking they a good, great team if they bring it up during the night, how close they are as brothers and everything, we're going to see a turn. If not, they're going to be tag team champions.
Which they could win the tag team titles and then eventually get the turn.
Yeah.
Because they could keep rubbing in his face like, how did you feel losing in the Cruiserweight Classic, blah blah blah, to your tag team partner?
Oh yeah.
It eventually is going to eat away at him. Mm-hmm. That's what they're going with.
If they play on it, we'll know.
But Ciampa will be a great heel.
Oh yes.
So it'll totally work. And Gargano has that look to be a face anyway.
Yes, he looks like CM Punk a little bit.
He does. Mr. Wrestling. Johnny Wrestling. Blah,
Johnny,
blah, blah.
Johnny Wrestling, yeah. Like Johnny Football.
So you could totally work with that. So then up next we got the NXT Women's Championship with Asuka. Right? I always want to say Asuka or whatever.
Asuka, yes.
How do you ever say her other name? The other woman. You know the woman.
Alexa?
No. The one that I always spell the same. I always say it wrong. She was with Cesaro, then she was with Teddy Long. When got fired. Oksana. I always want to say Oksana. It was Asuka
Undefeated Asuka.
Taking on everyone's favorite, lovable, huggable, Bayley.
Who wants her title back.
She wants to be the first ever two-time women's champion. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. No, I don't.
No, I don't think it will either.
She doesn't need the belt. She's already made. Asuka needs the belt. Because guess what's going to happen coming up soon? Amber Moon clearly is going into that spot. Asuka is a face.
Heel.
Is she a heel now? They're working her as a heel? Is she acting like a heel now?
Last set of taping, she told Bayley to come out and watch her match. She even took a chair and sat it on the walkway and told her to sit there. She's over the broadcast booth.
Oh.
And then she locked in her Asuka hold and went and released it to Bayley get in the ring.
Ah.
And they have a face-to-face. So, yeah.
But Amber Moon could be a face.
I think Amber Moon is a face.
So that could work. But I think that match would be really good too.
Well, it'd be a match of the night if we didn't have the world title.
Right. But I don't think Bayley needs a belt, so I think Asuka's going to keep it. And then, of course, we've got the NXT Championship match with Samoa Joe defending the belt against Shinsuke Nakamura. And I believe... You don't believe we have a new champ?
No, I sure don't.
Why not?
Joe is going to play the coward champion. When trouble is about to hit,
He going to get counted out?
He will either get disqualified or get counted out. He will walk.
Really?
They will build the crowd up thinking it's going to be done. Nakamura is going to take the title, and Joe is going to somehow get away.
Well, he could go for the Shinskashka. How do you say
whatever
that kick thing is, and then Samoa Joe could just hit him below the belt as he's running towards
the referee in the way.
That too. So that would be interesting.
I don't see Nakamura taking the title yet.
Interesting. He is going to be champion before he leaves.
This past show, he slapped Joe in the face as the security was holding him.
Yeah.
He tweaked his nose.
I saw the nose thing.
I know.
That was funny.
So he's going to go, I don't.
Someone posted, said, one thing you don't do to Samoa Joe is take his nose.
I mean, they're going to lead you up there. I mean, I could be wrong. Totally wrong. Hey, that's what predictions are for.
That's true.
I just don't. I think you need to just build toward it.
So you're saying go one more takeover.
Of course,
and then win it.
Yeah. And then Joe
Whichever the next takeover is.
Then Joe can go up. So
that's
that'd be a nice addition for SmackDown Live.
Yeah, everybody's going to go to SmackDown. I think.
They need to go to SmackDown. That's a better show. Raw's the more entertaining, longer show. Go to the more complex wrestling show of SmackDown Live.
That's funny. Everybody's going to go to SmackDown.
Well, it needs to be because Raw took everybody. Even Daniel and them saying, Shane was saying that.
It did take a lot of people. But he's got to have, even though they took a lot of names, Shane's got to have faith in who he did get.
He does.
So, but that looks to be it for part one. We went a long time, right here at 40 minutes, but hopefully a little bit less than that. After everything, well, we got to put the intro in here. But anyway, up next in part number 2, pay-per-view review, we are going to start Backlash, because we're coming up to Backlash again. It's coming soon. Yes. The new Backlash, which used to be a Raw show, now is going to be a SmackDown Live pay-per-view event only on the network. So, coming up next, part 2, pay-per-view review, Backlash.
Let's come on back. I'm Mike Hogan.
I'm just a cow.
For episode 112 this week, we'll see in a few clicks.